Thank you so much to join this session. Now we'll start the webinar. So today's webinar is focused on visualization, majorly visualization, how we can use the numbers, how we can use the numbers and tell a story using the visualization. So it's gonna be we are majorly going to cover the chart section today, but it's not gonna be the ordinary charts. It's totally gonna be a different session today where I will see what are the capabilities in charts, in Excel charts, and how simply we can tweak those charts to make it more beautiful, more designer. So that's the agenda of the session, where I'll show you how you have, when you have a simplistic data, and how you can present that data in a much more visualized form. And yeah, obviously then you can impress your audience by your capabilities. So we'll quickly start. Hopefully everyone have downloaded the practice workbook. So let's go and start the session. So what we are going to cover in this session is, we will understand the basic anatomy of chart, that how the charts work, what are the different component of chart, and how we can modify each of that component, and accordingly we can just tweak them to make something else. So we are going to use all the inbuilt chart which is available in Excel, but we will tweak them to make it something totally different. So that's what we are going to learn in this session. We will cover a couple of charts. We will cover the piston chart, progress chart, infographic chart, designer chart, sparkline chart, speedometer chart, waffle chart, interrelated chart, or spotlight chart, and sparkline charts. So these are the chart. By default, you cannot create this chart. So we will learn how we can tweak and make the chart. And it's very simple if you follow these steps and all. So before starting the session, only thing is, as it's a YouTube live, so if you have any question, any doubt, just put this in the comment. In between, I'll also keep sharing the information relevant to the chart and all in the scroller bar, which is just running on the screen. And if you have any questions, just post it. So after each chart, I'll take a little time to go through the comment section, see the questions if you haven't, try to answer all those questions. Okay. Okay. So just before the starting, just one last confirmation, as I'm getting some of the viewers are commenting that they are not able to see or they are not able to hear. If you can just comment and just let me know whether it's all clear, and then we can start. I don't want anyone to miss anything. Okay, so now we'll move to our first chart. The very first chart is a speedometer chart that we are going to learn. So speedometer chart usually we can use wherever we have some value and we have some criteria. For an example, we have some KPI, and then there's a limit for that KPI, that if this KPI is under, so let's say quality percent, call quality percent, and we consider that, okay, if the call quality percent or the service level percent, if it is between 0 to 40, then it's good, it's green, service level is. And if it is between 70 to between 40 to 80, then it's yellow. If it is more than 80, it's red. So based on that, you can simply check the criteria, decide, and then you can display that one single information. So for example, if I have that quality, and I would say, so to generate, I'm just going to use a formula. In this session, I'll keep telling you a few extra tips, extra things, and also RAND, random is the short form of random, is a formula which help us to generate a random percentage between 1% to 100%. So if I press F9 every time, it generate a random percent value. I'm going to use this so that I can also show you the functionality of this. So let's say we have just one KPI, which is quality, and it's just a number. If I'll show this to someone on an Excel file, it will not look that impactful. So we will learn how we can convert that and create a nice speedometer chart. So for that, there is a couple of basic, I'm just gonna copy this one here as a blank. So I'll only take the formatting from here to design it. Yeah. And then let's say this is our quality parameter, which is value for the same is, I'm going to consider is 58% for an example. Now that is all I have information. So create a speedometer chart. What I will do, I will add couple of pointers with this. I'll add some quick information in this, and using alongside that, using that information, I will create this. So very first thing what I will do is I will create a needle size of this size, this needle, which you can see the black color needle. To create that, I say I'll use the value 1%. So what it is defining, this will define the width of this black needle. If you will put 2%, it will be more wider. If you put 5%, it will be more wider. So I'll show you that once I'll change. Third, I will use this, there's a formula. What this formula says is 100% minus sum of these two plus 45%. So then what is happening here? This is a value which I'm taking here. Then 1% is a needle size, and this is the rest of the place. So we have the 360-degree here in one circle. So when we talk about an entire circle, let's say I'm gonna just quickly draw entire circle. So in this entire circle from this place, if I complete this, this is 360. So what will happen is we have certain value, and then we have 1% space for the needle. Rest I will fill with this formula. So once the session is over, I'll share this file. I'll upload this file in the description, so you can download this file also. So go through it. But the logic behind it, it is just trying to say out of 100%, this is gone, then what is the rest of the percent left? So these three things used. Then what we will use, we will create the buckets for the color. So we say for red, I need, let's say it's quality. So for initial green, I want 40%. And for next yellow, I want 40%. And then green, I want another 20%. Then blank, I would say 40%. So this is the extra 40% to see if this is 100. But if I will keep only 100, then this will become an entire circle. So I need to give some blank space also. So all this I'm explaining you. So right now, the very first chart we will take to speedometer is, that's all the preparation you have to do. Once you have done this pre-preparation, that is all. We'll go ahead and then we will say a donut chart. So let me tell you something about the donut chart. Donut chart is something where you have values. So it is just like a pie chart. The only thing is it have a hole in between. So if I have some value, let's say 60 and 40, and I will create a donut chart on this values, these two values, insert and the donut chart. Then it will create a donut chart based on the ratio of these things. So it will take the contribution of these two values in the total of values, and it will say blue is 60% and this orange is 40%. If I change this to 80 and 20, then it will be something like this. So that's how what I'm going to do is I will use these four values to create a donut chart. So let me remove these ones. I'm going to take these four values and I'll go ahead and I'll say, okay, give me a donut chart. Done. Now, once you'll prepare this, you will get this basic donut chart here. From here, we'll start going to do some tweakings. So very first thing is this, in this chart you will have is this overall is called a chart area. Then inside that, this is called the plot area. Plot area where your visualization will happen, where you will see all the values, the visualization for all the values, whether it is bar, whether it is, on the, whether it is bar chart, whether it's plotted, dot, line, column, anything, you will see inside the plot area. Outside the plot area, you see like charts and all. So just consider it as a total build-up area and the carpet area of the house. This is the carpet area where your all interior will be. Then in the rest of area, you can have your garden, you can have your swimming pool or parking space or anything. So this will be a total build-up area. So that's how. So we don't need this much of a build up area, extra area. So what we will do is, first we will remove all this additional thing. I don't need this chart title and 1 2 3 on all. I only need the visualization. So we'll click on this plus sign, we'll say no legends and no chart title. Done. Also squeeze it a little bit, and this is something that this is taking a little shape here now. Now most important tool which will be for the designing and modifying any kind of chart is format area. So the format option which you will get here, it actually gonna be a most important tool for you to understand. So see, right now I selected a chart, it says format chart area. If I select the plot, it says format plot area. If I select the actual portions, it says data series. And remember the most critical one, inside the data series there are different values. So if I select again on any one value, it says format data point, which means it is taking a data point. Now individual data point also I can select and change. So what I can do is, so first thing I will go ahead, I'll say chart area, and there is a two option. First I have fill and the border. So I say if I want any specific color border, I can select that. In the specific color fill, I can select that. But if I don't want that, I'll say no fill, then it will be transparent. Then I can say, right now you can see there's a line on the chart area. I'll go ahead and I say no line. So now this become a free floating a donut for me. Same thing I can do to anything. I can go to plot and I can say in the plot I need some color, then it will be filled with color and line, and also all these things I can do with all the component. Next I'll select this one. This is the interesting one. So what we said here, we said green, yellow and green, yellow and red, and then blank we have. So if I take my cursor on one point, I can see the value. Okay, this is 40% value, this is 45% value, which we considered as a blank, this is 20%, and this is another 40%. So I want my chart to look something like this, that from here it should start the green, the yellow and all. So for that, what we will have to do, we will select our data series. Then we will go to this last option, series option. In the series option, what we will do, we'll start to change the angle. So see, when I'm moving the angle, the place of this is moving. So I'll have to move it till the level where I am okay. I feel like, okay, that is what I want. So the particular number for this will be 35. So when you put it as an angle of 35, so now what will happen? You see there is 1, then 2, then 3. So you start with 40%, 40%, 20%, and rest 45%. Now let's do the little tweaking. So we will select this one, and then what we will do is, we'll say first of all, I don't need any white line. Let me zoom a little bit. So you can see right now I'm seeing if my background is some different color. If let's say I'm using some different color background, let's say I'm using some black color, then you can see there are lines on this series. If I don't want those lines, what will I do? I'll just select the series and I'll say no lines. And now there are no lines in this. Okay, let me clear out the background. I'm just gonna say no fill again. Okay, and just a second. Yes, okay. So now I'm gonna say no lines to it, and then I will just change the color of each portion. As I can do it, I can just select the each portion. So I will first select. So right now entire donut chart is selected. Then I'll go ahead and I'll select only one portion. The very first portion I'll select. So what was the first portion? Green. I can select a standard green color here and look like this, but we will do one thing. We'll choose the gradient. It look much better. We will choose the gradient color, and from this drop down, I'll say give me this green color. Done. Second is yellow. I'll say gradient and give me this yellow color. Third one is red, and I'm saying gradient and give me this red color. Okay, so that's all. Green, yellow, red. I just put it. This one, I don't want any color for this because this is something is blank. See, right now it's a blank. So I will say this is no fill. When I say no fill, then this look like this. Okay. So now I know this look like this. Now I know that, okay, I have green, yellow, red. So base is clear. All I have to do is now I have to prepare the needle for this. So before jumping to how to add the needle, I'm going to clear the concept how this is going to work. Okay. So if I will prepare a donut chart, so when you prepare a donut chart on one list, so all the value will be in this one circle. So there's right now only one circle. But if I will increase and I include two lists in this, then I will have two circle. And the first circle is having the portions of 40, 56, and 85. Second circle is having a portion of 48, 65, and 32. And the more list you will keep adding, you will get more circles in this donut chart. So similarly, what will happen if I go ahead and I say in this donut chart, I want to add another circle. I want to add another data point. So for that, I'll have to go to chart design. In this, I will go to select data, from where you can add data, delete data, and modify it. And then I'll say add. And series name, I can say pin, because right now we are actually trying to add the pin or the needle. And then I'll use these three values and done. Clear? Now you can see in this three value, I have one orange color pin, which is value is 1%. And then I have this blue color and I have this 86 color. So this blue color actually representing the 58%, which means my pin is gonna be from 0 to 58%. But this pin is not looking like a total pin. Why? Because it's a donut chart. It's have a hole in it. So what we will do is we will just change the chart type. And in that, we will say this donut, this pin, I want a pie chart. I don't want a donut chart. When you do this, so don't get scared. Everything is there. It just now the donut is hidden behind the pie chart. We have two layer. We have just see if I expand that, you see the portions. So the donut is hidden behind the pie. So all I have to do here is I have to first go again. I'll have to adjust the angle which we considered as 235. And then I will say this blue portion, first entire select done and say no lines, so that I don't have any white lines. Then I say this blue portion, one data point, I say no fill. Then this another portion, gray area, I say no fill. And then this black, we're gonna say solid fill with black color. And done. That is all. So if I will change this value to 40, I will get a 40. If I'll change this value to 80, the needle will be at 80. And if I'll change this value to 100, needle will be at 100. So that is now how you can select, you can create a chart. Now how to convert that into this fancy one? It's very simple. So the few more things we will do is, first of all, the needle is moving, but we don't know what number it is. So rather than having a data label on this, which will not look good, we will create what we'll do is we're gonna delete this. So we will create a text box first of all. So one, go to insert, and then in the insert just take a text box, and then we are going to design a text box here. When you take a text box, you get this fill and line. So you will simply have to say no fill and no line. Now it is nothing. Okay, then I'm gonna use quality as a KPI. I'll select nice font. You can just select as per your choice, whatever you like. So simply I'm going to select align it to center. This is the basic knowledge I think all of you will have, and just increase the font size here. Give some nice color. I'm going to go ahead with this one. And then again, I'll create another one more text box simply. And this again, I'll no fill, no line. And this time, rather than writing a hard-coded value, I will link this box. So this is another tip. You can link any text box to a cell, and the value, whenever the value will change in the cell, it will also change in the text box. So I will say equal. To do that, you have to select your text box, go to formula bar, say equal to, and the value. Done. So now whatever the value here, it will reflect in this. So I'm going to change. For this, I will select another font as impact. To increase the font size, align it to center. And then I'll select all three things, and I'll just want it to be aligned perfectly to the center. So we will go to shape format, in the alignment, align center. Now everything is aligned. Apart from, all you have to do is, there are certain images you can just simply go to Google and you can select for the gauge dial, and then you get these kind of image. So you can select anything. So let's say I have 3 image already, I've put it in the file. You can just scroll below and you can have those. Let me scroll it down. So what I can do is, I can simply select these 3 things. I'm gonna group them so that whenever I move one thing, I can move another. I'm gonna copy these and I'll put it here side by side. Okay. And then based on your choice, you can simply come here and align this dial on this, and just go to right click, bring to front, which means it will come on the front and your chart will be in the back. For the second one, again, same thing I can do, and then right click and then bring to front, and then this one you have, and the third one, and bring to front. So simply, now when I will put this static value, I'm just gonna put the formula random, so it will change. Now see, when you're changing it, all these page meters are working perfectly fine. You can also draw, if you want to draw a border kind of things, you can just put it inside a box. You can have this one nice box. Let's go to again format shape, and the magic of format shape, you can do anything and everything. So I'll just take this line, I will select, let's say 5 point, and I also can select a type of line. So I'll select this type of line, color I can have, let's say gray, and done. So now you have this all fancy 3 speedometer chart, and whenever the value will change, they will also change. Okay, so that was the first chart we completed. Now I'm gonna just take some time. I'll just go ahead and I'll see on the comment sections. Anyone, any question? Okay, I'm just going through some of the comment. Okay. Oh, a lot of people have joined. I think we have 86, 80 people. Okay. Hi Ravinder. Hi Suraj. Hi Rupesh. Charles. Hey Charles, thanks for joining. Hi Marlon. Marlon's from Philippines. Thanks for joining. Thanks Ojas. Thanks Prakash from Dubai. Hey Binu, thanks. Thanks for joining. Thanks Kimchun. Thanks Saurabh. So if you have any question regarding this chart, you can just put it in the comment. I'll just go to the comments and all. Thanks Mayank for joining. Thank you, cute princess. Thank you, Kaushik. Okay, Samra is asking how to get the needle. So Samra, needle is something we got it. Let me just bring it up. The needle we got from pie chart. We just convert our piece and convert our donut into pie chart. And when you have a pie chart, so what will happen? Let's say I have 3 values here. I'm gonna just demonstrate you. Let's say 50, 60, and 10. And we will create this a pie chart on this. Let me go ahead and create a pie chart. So see what is happening right now. I have these 3 pieces. If I'm changing these pieces, 40, 10, and this. So this portion is, we are trying to create as a needle. So if this is 10 right now, it is very wide. If I will say it is 2, then it will be very tiny needle. And if I'll go ahead on the pie chart and I'll say format data series, let me bring it up here. And if I say I don't need any line, I say I also don't need this portion. So I say no fill to this, and I'm gonna say no fill to this. Then this portion will become as a needle. It will look like a needle. So I can increase the width of this. I say 1, a smaller needle, 2, 3 little wider, 5 more wider. So that is how you can create the needle. You just keep it dynamic based on your value. It is changing. So that is how you can simply convert a pie chart into needle. Okay. Hi Jonathan. Hi Tejashvi. Okay, so we will just move to the next chart here. Okay, so we'll now move to our next chart, which is gonna be a piston chart. So this is the chart where you have certain values. Let's say I have a week-wise data here. So this is my data. I'm gonna use this here. This is my week-wise data. I just want to show rather than, so I can simply go ahead and I can create one column chart. That's I can do. And I also can go ahead and I can select all these predefined functions here, features here. So something like this, I can show it. But the thing is, they are predefined and everyone know how to do this. We are here to learn to do something different. We are just a second here. Okay. So we are here to do something different than. So what we'll do is we'll see how we can convert this normal looking chart into something like this. So let me quickly remove. So for that, the pre-preparation I will have to do is I will have to create one another column, and I know that these are the value in percentage, so it can go up to 100% only. So like the percent range will be 0 to 100%. So I'm gonna say maximum value is 100%. I'm just gonna take it 100%. And now instead of having the chart only on these, I'm gonna create a chart on these three values. So values and the 100%. Why we are using this 100%? Because we want to create a box like this, inside which our value will move. Okay. So I'm gonna create this one and I will say go to insert in the chart. We will take the normal, this one. Now see, I have used the random formula here, so which means this value will change. So when this value will change, what is happening? The blue line is changing, but the orange line is not changing. So first of all, we are going to remove any excessive thing. We will say we don't need grid lines, we don't need legends, we don't need chart titles, and in axis, we don't need vertical axis. Done. That's we got. Now we will jump to the format chart area. So format chart area, again, in that chart area I've selected, I say I don't need any fill so that it will match with my background theme. Also, I don't need any line. Now I understood that this orange gonna be static as 100%. This blue will gonna keep changing it. So what I will do is I'll come here and I'll select this orange. So in this, when you go to the series option, there is something called series overlap, which actually determine how far your both series. So these are two series. One is value, second is rest. Okay, or I can say max. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah. So one is value, second is the rest. So this rest is gonna be always 100%. This blue gonna change. So in the series overlap, it actually determine. So what will happen if I'll reduce it? If I'll go in the positive number, then these series will start overlapping each other. So now the orange is on the top of blue. The blue is hidden behind this. So first I'll keep it separate so that you can understand what we are trying to do here. So for orange, what we will say, I don't need any fill. All I need is a line, and I need line. Let's say I'm going to select some nice color, this one, and I'll say the line should be 2 point. So that is what I'm going to do for orange. And for this blue bar, I'll say, yeah, I don't need line, I need a solid fill, and I need some nice color. So I'm saying this is the color I want to use, solid. Or you can just simply choose as per your choice, whatever you feel like that. Okay, that is what I want to select as a color. So you simply. So these two I did. Now what will happen? This maximum only have line and no fill. So now this time when I will try to overlap, it will be visible because there is no fill to overlap. So now I'll just go ahead till the end and I'll say 100%. And now what will happening is, see, they are looking like that these bars are now filling in this box. So whatever the value here is, they are just trying to fill it. And just another simple tweak I will add, I'll go ahead and I'll go to insert shape, and then I will have one line draw. So most of the time what you people would face as a challenge that whenever you try to draw a line, it always like something go like this, sometimes it go like this and little tilted, and it is very irritating. At least to me it's very irritating. So I'm just gonna tell you a tip here. Whenever you have to draw a straight line, when you click on this and click on the line, after that press shift. When you press shift and then you try to draw the line, it will not move. It will be always be straight line. See my cursor, and it's gonna be straight line. So that's how you can do. So simply I will put up a straight line here, this big, and I will say this line as a 3 point, or let's say not 3 point but 8. Looking good. Color black. I'll bring that line, I'll put it here, adjust it, and then gonna make 4 copies of this. Very simply put all the copies here. You can simply align all these lines, go to the alignment tool, and then in that click on this, align in the middle, and then simply you can group. Once you group, it's become one section. Distribute horizontally, yeah. Then make it as a right click and then group. Once you made a group, it's a group now. All you have to do is you have to push it back. You have to bring your chart to the front. So when you will do this, send to back. So the lines now are behind the chart. So whatever the blank space is there only those lines will be visible, and this will look like a little pistons. Okay, next thing is what the labels we want to put it. So if I will put the label on the blue, then they will move with the bar. We want it to put and be static. So I will select this maximum bar and I will right click on it and I say add data label. Once you do that, you will get it at a fixed position, but they will show the value of this bar. How can we change that? So what we can do is we can simply select these and again go to our format area, go to the format label. In the label option, you have certain options like you can show the category name along with the week. You can show the series name, which is max. Then you also can show the value from cells. Okay, so when you select value from the cell, then what happened that I say, okay, I don't want to show the actual value. I want to show something else here. So it asks you what you want to show. I'll select these values, click OK. And now it will show me those values. Although it's a data label for this, but it will show you the values from here. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll say font impact 12, maybe bigger, and done. And then I have a nice fancy piston chart. All I'll do is how to create this nice border outside of it. It's very simple. You'll go to shape, and then from here you will select a shape, this one. Draw it and go to no fill, only use the line. We will use 3 point, a little thicker, and then we'll use the color. Whatever color you think it's perfectly suited as per your need, you can go ahead with this. Now I want to move, this is the one, okay. And for this tag, what you can simply do is you can go to simply here and you can use this rounded corner, but this rectangle top corner rounded. So in this, what happen is you have the ability to make the rounded corner of either side, either one side or both sides. So I'm going to use this one. I'll just rotate it 90 degree, put it here like this, and I'll say no line, and in the fill I'll just choose some dark color. And now I'm just gonna zoom in here and see, the only trick which make it more like a 3D is I'll insert one triangle, this triangle. I'm gonna draw this triangle here and then rotate this triangle twice, so now it look like this. I say no line, and solid fill I will take a little darker shade of this color so that it will look like a shadow to me. Done. I'll take these two and I'm gonna say group. I'll say group, then I can move both of them together like this. And once I will zoom out again, and yes. And the last thing is nothing, just simply go insert, create another text box, say no fill, no line, and give the name. Again, I'll use, it's a heading, so I will use some thicker font. I'm gonna use this one. Put a piston chart here, select the color of your choice. I'm going to go ahead with white and done. If you want. Now I want to group all those things. So one more trick I'm going to show you is then when you have to group all those things right now, what I'll have to do, I'll have to select each one of them, this one and then this one and then everything. Then I can group. Sometimes it gets very hectic when you have multiple things to select. Like even if I will select, I won't be able to select this black. So because it is hidden behind the chart. So it's very hectic. So in that, what you can work, you can go to home and then you can go to find and select. Inside that, you can have a select object, and then you can have a select object, and then you simply just take your mouse and drag, and then it will select everything inside that range, and right click and then group. Now this entire thing will become one entity, so you can just simply move anywhere and this will keep working like this. So that's how you can create a piston chart. You can drop in your comment what you like about this chart, and is it easy and convenient. Share it to keep it more interactive. So share, do you finding it interesting or not? Do you find it difficult? Is it easy to make? And that's how we are going to debunk the magic of all the chart, that how easily we can create and convert all these charts. I'm just gonna take a minute to read the comments. We have got some questions and all. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rama. Okay. Thank you, Kemchand. Okay. Yeah, I removed the notification box accidentally. I just left it there. I forgot about it. So sorry for that, guys. Okay. Thanks, Marlon. Thanks, Binu. Okay. Yeah, show the bullet chart. Shweta, so this is bullet chart is little different actually. This what we call is piston chart. You can call it anything else. Why I call this as a piston chart is it look like a pistons. It's less as if now how the pistons work in engine. So that's how I call it. Bullet chart looks little different, and they are the tweaking a little different in that. So maybe in the next session or something, I can cover one bullet chart. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart. So we are on the track. Let me just remove this one and okay. So next, moving on to the next chart. Next chart is a progress chart. Again, so here also we are going to use donut chart to create this progress chart. So this what it does is it look like that we have an entire circle, and whatever our value is, that portion is filled, rest portion is empty. So to start with, we will have only this information. Whenever we have one KPI, we will create this another as a pre-preparation. So we will say I need a rest, which means if it is 72 out of 100%, what is the rest? So I will say 100% minus this. So if it is 4, rest will be 96. If it is 62, rest will be 36. That's all. That's simplest thing. So I'm going to select this data. I'll go to insert, and then I will say give me a donut chart. So, okay, to make it very easy and comfortable for you. So the concept of donut chart says, as I explained you earlier also, that if I have some data points here, let's say I'm gonna say some data point. And I will create a donut chart on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll create donut chart. And now see each value. So the contribution of that value in the total, and that is represented by this donut chart in portions. What will happen if each value is just same? Let's say each value is 50. Then all the portion will look same because they are contributing equally. If I say each value is 1, then also, so no matter what the value is, it just take the contribution percent, which means it take this divided by sum of this And yeah, now each box is 11%. If I have different value, then the portions will be different. But until unless values are same, they will have a more just equal portions. Using this concept, what I did is I tweaked the donut chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this donut chart. I'll insert a blank donut chart. So I'll say go to donut chart, and in this I'll manually try to add some data. I'll add one series. So either I can select a series from here and I will get the number, or I can directly type. I will say 50 comma 40, and then also it will take. So right now I'm going to manually add it. I will say add, and here I will just add portions to create blocks. So I will just take one, and maybe I'll just go up to 20 times to create 20 unique block. Done. I just added 36 block. Each block is same one number, so which means it's gonna be equal. I'm just gonna remove rest of the thing which I don't need. I don't need chart title. I don't need legend. Also, I don't need this extra space. So I'll just squeeze it. So my plot area and my chart area is almost equivalent. Now this is one. So again, we will go to the best thing is format area, and the chart I will say no fill and no line. Then I'll come back to this and I will say here, okay, again, no line and solid fill, and I'll take any dark color. Let's say I'm gonna go ahead with this blue, dark blue color. So now I have each block, but they are actually the gap between those is gone. So it's not, it's looking like a perfect circle. I need to see those portions, those tiny portions. So for that, I will again select it. I'll go here and there is a donut explosion. So I'm just select 5% here. And you have 5% donut explosion, which means it will create a little gap between those each block. Done. That's what the first part of this. Now second part is again just like the last chart. I will add another series. This time I will take the value in the series, and this time I will say done. Series name will be quality, so I can have this quality, and then series value will be these two. Click and OK. Now you see another circle is added, and this time it is rest is 5%, value is 95%. If I change this, value is blue, which is 20%, rest is 80%. So this time I'll just select it. I'll go to right click. I'll say change series data chart type, and this time I'll just have it secondary axis. So when you have it secondary axis, then what will happen? Right now this is one circle, and then over that there's another circle, then third circle will be outer of this. When you use secondary axis, they both will be there, but they both will be overlapping. So this circle is now on the blue circle which we created. So I'm just simply gonna do it. That is all. See, if I'll just move this, you can see the blue is in the background and it is there, just covering that. So I'll select this and I'll say no lines. Simple. Now what I want to do is I want to show my circle which is in background for this value. Let's say 20%, which means 20% it should be visible. So here I will say no fill. Okay, sorry, I'll have to just select one single value here instead of entire series, one single value, and I will say no fill, which means whatever now my 20% is in that area, my dark blue will be visible. And for this rest, I'm gonna say, yeah, solid fill, white color, but then use a transparency. So make it, let's say 30% transparent. And that is all. The progress chart is ready. So now when you have some value, it is looking like that, okay, it's moving. And then you can just simply, I'm just gonna increase the plot area, and then I'll just adjust it based on your need. You can simply do it, and then you can just put it inside, go to shape, and maybe you can just use no fill, solid line, maybe line size is 3 point, and I will again copy the same box here. So I can put it here like this, bring it down like this, and in this I will say solid fill, same color, whatever the color we have selected for the line. So it look like this. I can create another text box and say the KPI is quality percent or whatever your KPI is. So you can just simply say that I can choose the font, increase the font size, put it here, no fill, no line, so that it will match. I need to center color, whatever color you want to give. Let's say some, maybe white, look good. I'm gonna copy this same, put it here, change the color to the theme color, and the theme color is this. And this time I will just link it with equal to sign and the value. And I will change the font to increase the font size. Select all of these things, this one and this one, everything you can simply select. Go here, alignment, just select the center line so that everything will be perfectly centrally aligned. And then simply go right click, group and group, done. Now your progress bar is ready. You can just move it anywhere, and when the value will change, this will also change. Okay, so I'm going to take a one minute, and then I'll just go to the comments if there's anything in the comments. Let me see. Thank you, Shaw. Thank you, Tejas. Hey Ram, it's not the case that when I do everything, it's easy. It's just about some practice. When you do this tweaking, is not very hard. It's not very hard. You just have to do everything is line on the left section of right hand section of this format panel. You just have to do the tweaking and a little bit of practice. When you'll do, it'll be very easy for you to do it. When I saw it first time, I also thought the same, but when I did it, it was very easy. Thanks, thank you, Amol. Thanks you, Sumesh. Okay, moving on now. Just give me 1 second. Let me. Okay. So moving on to the next chart, which is a bottle chart. So this is the bottle chart which we have created here. And it looked like whenever the values are there, it's just filling up the bottle. So how we can in that, how we can create that using our simple charts. So I'm going to take this one. This is our values we have. And then to prepare this chart, you can see in this chart, this is the values which is filling up 16%, 43%, 21 and first. But then apart from that, each bottle have few things like this is a top cap, this is a bottom cap, and this is the label section. This is a label section, and okay, just okay. So, and this is the blank section. So which means we will have to create this supporting columns here, which is very easy to do it. So I've got this week wise data, and I've got something here as in, let's say, service level. Okay. And then I will just create something trans. So I'll create four supporting column. One is transparent, then is label, and then top and bottom. These four I will create. Transparent is nothing. Transparent says 100% minus this. So I'm just gonna reduce to 0. My bad. Yeah, transparent is 100% minus. So which means both of this together will make 100%. So we know 58% liquid is filled, then 42% bottle is empty. Label, we will statically take fixed 30%, top we will take fixed 10%, bottom we will take fixed 10%. That is all you have to do. Once you do that, simply select your data, go to insert, and for this we are going to take a different chart. We will say a 3D column chart, that to a stack 3D. So 3D 100% stack column. Okay, so we are going to take this one, this chart. Now keep it here. Now as you can see, this chart right now, it is showing me SL percent, trans, level, top, bottom. Why? Because these headers are in the columns, so it is showing me as it is. But actually I want to see these, so I'll have to switch this. So it's very easy to do it. You don't have to do anything in the data. All you have to do, go to switch rows and column, which means whatever data in row, it will show here as a each bar. So I'll switch it, and now I have 4 bars: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Simply I'm going to start removing things which I don't know: chart title, grid line, and legend. I'm going to keep the grid line as of now to explain you something. And yeah, axis, I don't need the vertical axis. Done. This is done. Next thing we will do, again we'll go to the format chart area. We'll say no fill, solid fill. So here we will say no fill, and this is chart area. For the 3D, you can see it's a 3D chart, so the plot area is little different. You have a depth also here, z-axis also here. Okay, so this is plot area. So no chart, no line. Now we will select the bar, and then we will say, so bar you can change whether you want a box, you want a pyramid, you want a partial pyramid, you want a full cone, partial cone, or you can have a cylinder. So we are going ahead with the cylinder. Once I'll do that, right now they are looking very thin, so I'm gonna gap width, I'll just reduce it so that my chart area and my plot area will be at a minimalistic. Then I'll also go ahead and I'll try to reduce the gap width. So yeah, they'll look like this. Now coming back to the second section, which provide you some additional options like shadow, glow, soft edge, and the 3D format. Okay. And also, so right now I've selected a bar. When I will select a plot area, then you can see I've got a 3D rotation, which means I can just rotate this entire plot to in a 3D. You see it's 0 now. So right now when I'm moving it, it's moving. So this one I will set it to 0 because on the X rotation I don't want. Y rotation, when I change, this is changing to like this. So I will just simply set it to 10. So this little tilted, that's all. And then I will remove the grid lines. Right now I don't have any use for the grid lines. Done. It's taking a shape looking like a bottle. And if I want, I can just increase the gap with little bit. So reduce the gap width, and yeah, that's all. Then we just have to adjust these blocks. Like for example, this is the bottle. So this is the liquid. This is the filled area, this blue one. The orange one here specifically is the transparent area. Then we have label, then we have top, then the bottom. So because of the data is assigned that way, it is in this. So we can change the position of this. So what we are going to do is we will simply go to select data, and here I have each and every label here. I can just assign the position. So it's work on first come first get basis, which means if I'll say top, let's say if I'll say bottom, and then I'll take it to the first here, which means in this bar from the down, this bottom will come first. Then second thing is I need label, so I'll keep it at second. Third thing, I need SL percent or my actual value. Fourth, I need transparent area, and then the top, and that is all done. So now the alignment is done. Our next thing left is coloring, which is very important part and very easy to do. That will give you the actual shape of this bottle. So first I will select the top cap, and I'll go ahead and I'll say, okay, in this give me a solid color, or I will select any kind of color. Let's say I'm going to go ahead with this one, or let's say I'm going to go ahead with this one. So based on your choice, what you feel like that your cap should look, you can go ahead with. And bottom cap, I'm going to go ahead with the same color so that they will match. They'll look same top and bottom cap. Then for the label, I'm just going to go ahead with a little darker color here. Maybe I'll go ahead with this. Done. And transparent is simple. Transparent, you'll go ahead with the solid color and you'll choose this first white color, and then you'll reduce the transparency. When you reduce the transparency, it look the transparent bottle, it look the glass bottle. Done. And after that, the liquid. So you can have all the same color also. I can go ahead solid color, I can select any same color here, or you can have a different colors. So for example, for first one, I'll just double click a single value I selected, I'll have orange. For the second one, it's a week 2, I can have a blue. And for the third one, I can have the green. And for the last one, I can go it with the yellow. So now I got the 4. So when my value will change, this liquid will also change. We are again going to use the concept of label. To add label, I will add here, because if I'll go ahead and I'll do the add label on this, then they will look like this. They'll keep moving here and there, which doesn't look good. So I'm going to remove these. I'll go to add label and I'll say add label here. And now they are 30%. I'm going to increase it. I'll just say font impact and I'll say font size. Done. And I can just change their individually color. So for this one, this is what, yeah, orange. So you can say orange, or you can select white color also. So totally your choice, your options, whatever you want to show. Only problem is this is giving me the label of 30 because we selected the label for 30. And again, we will go ahead and we will say, okay, do not show 30, show me the value from the cell. And these are the value I want to show, and done. So now when I will press F9, when my value will change, this will show me as an effect of bottle. The very last thing I would want to do is, maybe I just want to 20 or 15. Okay. Last thing I will show you, and that is also another greatest example of how you can tweak any shape to create anything out of it. I will create this tray, the tray which you can see here. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and I'll take this shape here. It's very normal shape. You would have used it so many times. Convert this. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'll use few of this feature. First of all, 3D format. What 3D format give? It gives us the imprint of a 3D. It's look like this then. Simplest, rather than 2D, it now have a 3D imprint. Then I have 3D rotation. So what will happen? We have 3 rotation, Y, X, Y, and Z. What will happen if I move it to X? Then it is moving to X rotation. Y, it is moving to Y rotation. And Z, it is moving to Z rotation. So we will move it to Y rotation to make it look like a tray. I think that should be good enough. Put it back, send to back, and done. Then one more thing I can do, I can create a depth. Depth is something which create a depth in this. So I'll say I need a depth of 20, maybe 15 should be okay. And done. With the white color, and right now it's looking like it's on the table. You can simply, if you want to change the color of this from blue to black, you can have it and simply have this. You can also change the color of depth. So if I'll go here and I say depth color, I want this color. Done. So you got this. You can adjust your chart here. And simply after that, I'll again use my go to home, and then I'll go to select object, select everything, bring little down, and then simple one square. I'm gonna create shape square, put it inside this square. I will say no fill, I'll say solid line, dark gray color, 3 point. And rather than having a straight line, you can have these options also. So I'm going to go with this fourth one, which look this sketched line. Okay, and then you can either have this one or you can have this one. So based on this, and simply select what you want to have. So that you can create this one, the bottle chart. It's very simplistic. Just you have to use the 3D stack chart, and simply you can tweak few things and you can present the data in a very nice form. So now it's telling me that okay, this much percent is filled out of the 100%, rest is still there to achieve. So this is the one. I'm just gonna take a couple of minutes to go through the comment section. If there's any question and anything else or any feedback on any of the chart, so just let me know. Till now we have covered speedometer, piston chart, progress chart, bottle chart. Out of these four, which one you like the most? Just let me know in the comments. Thanks. Hey guys, just give me 1 minute. I'm seeing a lot of comment. People are saying they are not able to download the practice workbook. Let me just go and check the link, or I'll also drop the link in the comment section. So just give me 1 minute. I checked the link. Link is working. Link the working. So what I'll do is I'll just put a link in the comment section so you can try it from here. Usually, actually, there's the same link which is mentioned in the description. But still, if you are not able to download the file from there, you can just go through it. And I don't know, some issues there. You can just go through this link I just mentioned in the comment section, and you can download this file which I'm using, and you can just practice it. Okay, and I'm also gonna share my screen again. Some of the people are not able to see everything, so just let me quickly share it, the whole screen rather than only one file or one section. Okay. I just reshared again the screen, so hopefully you are able to see. Okay, so whoever is not able to download the file from the description, please, I have just posted in the comment. I'm going to pin this comment on the top. Okay, so this is the link. You can download the file from here. Quickly, we'll move on to the next chart. So yeah, now we will see how we can make these infographical charts. So these are very simple to make, and there's a trick, and you can just simply use this trick. So I'm gonna move this chart below. Just a second, both of these charts here, and we have this data. This is a year-wise height of the building, like what is the tallest building. So we just simply have this year, what is the tallest height, and all these things we have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just simply create a bar chart on this one. I'm gonna simply create a column chart. That's it. And the simple column charts I'm gonna create. Again, the same thing. We are going to remove all these additional things. We don't need it. We will say primary vertical, and this is how we got it. Right now I'm getting 1 2 3 4 5. Instead of that, I can just go ahead and select data, and I can edit the time series here, and done. So simple column chart. I'll just increase width little bit of this charts. So they look like this. Done. And after that, to create this magic, create this graphical chart, the very simple trick is you need to have the image first. So you can simply download the image either from the device, or you can get it online. For example, you can go to online image, and from Google you can simply search for any of this kind of like image. You can pick it up. So you can just download it from the Google. So I just already just put it there in the workbook. You can have this image. This is the image I want to utilize. This is the image I want to use for this chart. Very simple thing is just simply click on this image, press Ctrl C, come back, click on your bars, click on your columns, and press Ctrl V. That is all. That is the magic which usually people don't know. So they always feel amused that, okay, how I can make this. It's just very simple. You can simply come and you can just simply copy, select the bars, say Ctrl V, and then boom. Here you have the simplistic infographical chart. And that's not all you can do. You can also go ahead, simply you can draw few of the shape. Let's say I'm gonna go ahead, I'll draw this shape. I will say Control C. I'll just have 4 different ones. I'm gonna simply select the color pattern for this. This one I say orange, this one I say blue, this one I say yellow. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead with this one. Yeah, this green, and this blue. I'll take, change this one to black. And you can use these also to convert. I can simple Control C, Control V, and now I have a 3D bar graph. Control C, Control V. I have this one. If I want this, I can have individual also. Like this one, I'll select, instead of all the columns, I'll select only one column and have it in one column. I'll have it in another column. So see how simple it is, how easy it is. So this is, I'm gonna put Control C, Control V, done. I'm gonna remove these. From here again, we are going to do is we are going to we will remove the fill and line of the chart area. And again, I will do one thing. I'll just simply copy this now. So now you know how to create squares. Okay, so what we will do is we'll keep the line here. We will say line I need for this border line I need. You have the option to select rounded corner. So you can select the rounded corner. You can say, okay, I need width. I need the design, which is like this double line. So this is how you can create simple. Or if you want, you can add the chart title here. You can just simple say whatever the title you want to have, you can just have and move it wherever you want to move, here, left, right, just simply align it, and then one whole chart is there. You can use this anywhere. Okay, in the second chart, what I did, let me just keep this image here for your reference. Mm. Okay, in the second chart, what I did, so I have this data which is city-wise male and female population. So these are the random numbers I have put here, but this is my data. So I will just create a simple bar chart on this. I'll go ahead and I'll say, okay, 2D bar chart, stacked. So 2D stacked bar chart I'm gonna use here. I'll just put it here. Once again, same thing, no fill, no line. I'll remove the grid lines, legend. I will remove the chart title. Okay, or maybe chart title I'll keep. Okay, I'll keep the chart title here. And then, yeah, that is all. And I also don't need the horizontal axis this time. So, sorry, vertical I need, horizontal axis I don't need that. And I'll go ahead and I'll say this time I'll go to insert, and if you have this icon, if you have this option of icon, you can simply go here and select an icon from here. So let's say I would gonna go ahead, business people. I will say people icon and I will select this icon where it is. Yeah, this is the one I want. I'll quickly insert. If you don't have this option of icon, you can simply, I've just already put it here, so you can use that one. Now I have this additional space which I don't need, so I'll first crop it. I'm gonna use this crop, done. The good thing is using icon is you can change its color. So I'm going to create a copy of this, and once one I will say give me the color of this one for female, and this one I need it for male. So now I've got two, male and female. So for male, first I will take this. So when I take my cursor, blue is showing for the male, so I'll select the blue one. I'll say Control V. But when I did that, it's now looking like very stretched. So then you'll have to go here in the option and you have to use stack. Instead of stretch, you can have the stack. When you do that, now you have all this stack till the number. Same thing you can do with this, and instead of orange, just go ahead and go to this and say stack, and done. Simply, and then again you can have solid line, you can select the line, you can have it to 3 point, 4 point, whatever you want to decide, whatever color you want to have, and rounded corner, if you want, you can have rounded corner. In the chart title, you can also do this. And then you can actually select one particular portion and give it some different color. Let's say I would want to give it the blue color, and bold, increased, and then the rest of the portion you can select and give some other color. So I'm going to go ahead with this one and this, and then assign it to the left. Simply, you can go ahead and have the axis if you want. You can have the primary axis also, and in this X, I'm going to select the axis, go to plus minus, select the axis, and go to the axis options. Yeah, so you can just select your vertical axis, and then you can have it category in reverse order. Then what it will do, it will put those numbers in the top, so you can simply have it there. And if you don't want, so your choice, you can just remove it. And tick maker, label numbers. Then right now I have my units in lakhs, I think. Yeah, it's in millions. So if I want to change this, so I can simply come here and display unit. Right now this is 9, but you can have in millions. When you show in millions, it will be like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then it will be written as a million here automatically. So it's like, okay, it's in 6 millions, 8 million, 10 million. So that is something you can choose. So let me put it here. Let me put it like this way. Adjust it, and then you've got the bars. increase the gap width, and then they will look like this. So this is how you can create the infographical, how you can use the graphics inside the chart. It's very easy to do. Just have to copy your image and paste it wherever you want. You even can create a pie chart where instead of slice you can use the actual pizza slice. I've done that in the past. It's very fun to do it. So yeah, this is about the infographic charts. So okay, I'm gonna take 1 minute to just go through the comment to check if there's anything for me. Yes, Jonathan, we can use different image for each column. You can select individually each column and you can just put it the image there. Thanks, Mayank. Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Prakash. Okay, how did I bring the value on the top in male female chart is simple. You have to select your vertical axis and then go into axis option, and that you have category in reverse order. So you can simply click on this, then value will be moved to up. Thanks, Rama. Thanks. Okay, we don't take much time and we'll quickly jump to the next chart. And the next chart in the line is the designer label chart. The designer label chart is something where it's very normal chart. It's nothing fancy in here, but all I did is I actually put a designer label where if it is going up, it is showing uptrend. If it is going down, it is showing downtrend. So what I did, I had this data. I have this data here. I'm just gonna put it here. I have year 19 and 2020 data. I have to show the comparison. I have to show the data of 2020, but I also have to show the comparison from the previous year. So I'll add another column here and I'll say what is the change. So simply this minus this divided by this. And this is the change we have got. So simply I'm pretty sure you all must be knowing this formula, how to get out the how to take the variance of two values. Then what I will do is I'll create another column to create the label. So I will use these, and here I will say for arrows. Now to get the arrows, like for example, I have this, you can simply select a cell, go to insert, and then go to symbol. When you go to symbol, select the font, any common font which you can use, like Arial is the most common one. Then in the Arial, I can just go to like all these options, whether geometric, Greek extended, general population, currency symbol of Arial, various kind of things. So I'll just go to arrows. In this, I'll get a couple of arrows like this one, this one, this one, and all. So I'm gonna use this insert, and then I'm gonna use this down insert and close. Now I've got these two arrow. I can use this as a text object anywhere. So what I will say is I'll copy these two. I'll say if this is greater than 0, which means it is a positive trend. So I need to have up arrow, or else it is a negative trend. Done. And then I will just concatenate it with this value. But see what will happen when I do that, this value actually is 0.222, so it will come as a value. So for that, what I'll have to do, rather than taking it directly, I'll use it with text, this value, hash comma hash percent. This is a format for percent. Using formula, you can simply use this one. I'll just add one space, and then I got it like, if it is positive, it is gonna be up arrow. If it is negative, it's gonna be down arrow. And very simple. Now all I have to do is I have to use these I have to use these two, because this is what I have to display. I'll have simple chart in here, and in this I'm gonna just individually I'm going to remove this one. I'll remove the grid lines and increase the width size little bit. Let's say, yeah, something like this. Done. And I even can simply take this format and remove the grid line here, and I can change the color here, and the color will be automatically like this one. Okay, looking nice, looking clean, neat. All I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll say add data label, and right now it is showing me this data label which is 9390. Instead of this, I'll simply again use the same trick again and again. We will go to label option. I don't want to show the value, I want to show value from cell, and I'll use these cells. Click OK, and when I do that, I'll got this. I'll just make it go to home, make it bold, make it a little bigger, let's say 10, and done. We can use this one. I can say enter, and then done. Put it in the light. If I want, I can select the text individually and I can increase it, align it towards the left, and done. You also can do one thing here. I can just create one line here and I will say total. It's sum of this, sum of this. And these two formula I can simply copy. So overall for the year it is 10% plus. Simply go there, insert one shape. Maybe I'm going to go ahead with this one. Nice, tiny. No fill, solid line. Choose your color of your choice. I'm going to go ahead with dark one. I'll say 2, and equal to, I'll say this cell equal B. In the color of this cell, maybe light, make it bold, align it to center, put it here in the corner. Take one teeny tiny text box, remove no fill, no line. Just put it like this. You can go to this, you can say no fill to the overall chart, and if you want that, or if you want to have white fill, you can say solid fill, whatever color you want, solid line. Let's say I'm going to go ahead with this dark theme color line. I'll say increase it to 2 point and rounded corner. Select these two, adjust it a little bit, and done. So now you have got this nice fancy looking chart rather than having a simplistic bar graph. Now it's looking very nice. So it's very important part. It's very important to choose the colors right. When you choose the right color, they show the impact. When you present it in the way, so now my label is telling me that, okay, my value has gone down compared to last year. So this one is 35, this one is 32 and all. So that's how. I'll just take 1 minute to check if there is any comment. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for the lovely comment. Okay. What is the Excel version is being used? I'm using the most latest one, Office E365. But all these tweak, all these tricks and all, they will work fine with Office 2013 and above. Can we show comparison of 3-4 years? Yes, definitely we can show. Thank you so much for joining the session. We definitely can show the comparison of 3-4 years. We can have have to create our data in a way where, okay, we have this year and the comparison which you are showing, we'll have a multiple column here and we have to define that columns. Right now I only took 2 columns and I'm showing change between those two. Okay. Change it. So I'm going to jump to the next chart. Meanwhile, what you can do is you can actually drop in the comment section what should be the topic for the next webinar. So we will see all those topics and we'll see whatever the most topic is. Then we will try to plan the next week workshop on that webinar on that. So yeah, just you can suggest it. You can comment it in the comment section, guys. Thank you. Now moving on to the next chart, which is Waffle Chart. And Waffle Chart is very easy to make, and this is actually not a chart, this is a cheating, to be very honest. That's a cheating which I saw somewhere, and I learned it. And then after that, I realized that okay, I can also use this as a chart. So I'm gonna do one thing. So let's say I have a service level or any KPI. I'm gonna change this to KPI, SLSL everywhere. Okay, this is the KPI I have. I will say 35%. So what I will do is, first of all, I'll come little down and I will just type 1, and I'll say this plus 1. I'll go ahead till 10. So I just type a number from 1 to 10. I'll copy this line. Here I will say this plus the last line's last value plus 1, which means I'm just creating a numbering from 1 to 100 in a reverse order. I'm gonna just copy this, put it. I only need till here. That is all. From 1 to 100 I created a value. I'll select the column, adjust the column width, and done. Maybe I will just take this and I'll say this number is 8. Adjust the column width again. Done. That's clear. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you guys. Done. Now in this, I'm gonna go ahead and take some nice color. So I will say I need this nice color font. I also need this nice color, light color fill. And in the border, I'll just go ahead in the border in this format cell option. In the border, I can select a white color border, outline, and inside both. Done. So that's what I did now. So I have value from 1 to 100 in here. Okay, each cell, if you see in the formula bar, each cell, if I'll just say special value, each cell contain a value. Okay, and I just apply nice color border. So what I will do is I'll go ahead on this and I will say conditional formatting, and I click on a new rule. I say format only cell that contain cell value less than or equal to this cell. Now this isn't the percent value, so this isn't percent, which means actually this is only 3.5%. In number it will be 3.5. So what we'll do, say this into 100, and then here I will say fill. I'm gonna use the dark fill. Font, I'm gonna use the same color of font. Border, I'm gonna use the white border. Outline, and click OK and OK. When I'll do that till 35, this will look like this field. So this is the entire field till 35. If I say here 60, it will fill 60. I say 65, I say 64, I say 23. So now it's 1. All I will have to do is I'll have to just select these two cells here. I'm gonna go ahead with maybe little dark one and the dark color font, and I will say merge cell. I'm gonna say this is KPI performance. Make the font to something, increase the font size to 18, align it to center, copy the same cell here, put it here, and this time I'll just link this cell to this value, and tada. So see, now if I'll put a random formula here, and to generate a random value, every time when my value is changing, this is getting filled. The only problem is if I draw, now I cannot use this section and all. So obviously this is these columns are blocked. So for that, what you can do, you have to select this and pay attention to this. You have to select this entire chart, entire this range where the chart is, and then you can copy it and go to any another cell and go to paste, and do not click on paste. Click on this tiny drop down option here and say last linked picture. When you do that, now this become as an object and it is a linked picture now. So this is linked to the cell. So what will happen when you change this? This will also change. I can just simply resize this one. I can resize it as per my need, and I can just put it to another sheet. I can take it to another sheet simply. And now this is look like a waffle chart. So like in the waffle, you have many pieces, and this also have a lot of pieces. So you can call it anything, waffle chart. Sometimes I call it grid chart. So it's just like that. So this is the magic of Excel, that anything is possible. You can do anything. So it's simply you just utilize it. So it's simply I took it conditional formatting and I created this chart using conditional formatting. Okay, quickly I'm gonna take a couple of seconds to go through the comments. If I have any, then we will move in. Okay, some people are having some challenge in seeing the pop-up windows. So let me just share my entire screen for a change. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll move on and then to the next chart. So next is our dependent chart. It's quite a unique chart. I recently learned this from one of our greatest name in the Excel community, Mr. Chandu. So I really find it very intriguing and interesting to create this interconnected chart. So what happened in this chart? I have some data, I have some product, I have salesperson. So here I have a bar chart, and this bar chart actually showing me the sales per salesman. And when I'm moving this scroller, then it is selecting each scroller, and for that individual dedicated person like Parker, it is showing me the distribution of the Parker sale, that how many product he have sold here. So yeah, using this simple slicer, you can just move it one bar select at a time and show that, okay, this pie chart is showing the product sale for that individual person. So you can see the sales wise person, also the drill down of the next level. So this is how you can create the drill downs in the chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly, let me just have this one, put it here. For that, we'll have to do some pre-processing on the data. So this is what our data is. Entire this is the data, and we will do this some calculation pre-processing. So I'm just going to copy this here in this section, and then this is, I know by now you have understood how we can create simply these things. So I just took one box, put some nice color in this, and then I created this one, and I have a text box which says sales report for financial year 2021. Done. From here, what we'll do is, okay, let me first see this one. So here we have a list of all the salespeople. So I'm gonna do one thing. I will just put a formula here, sum if as, and using this formula, I'm gonna take this sum criteria range. Criteria range is this, and the criteria is this. So this is how I will use some formula now. Also, you see in the chart, I was just highlighting one particular column. So what I'll do here, I will use another thing. I will say if this is equal to maximum of this range, which means if this value is the maximum, then show me the value, else show me the 0. Yes, so I'll copy this formula. Sorry, my mistake. Actually, no. I'll have to start maximum, which means we'll always show the maximum. We'll have to use the scroller here. My bad, I got confused. So what we'll do is first we took the sales of all the salespeople here. Then I will use the scroll bar. So I'm pretty sure if you're familiar with the scroll bar. If you're not, then what you can do is go to developer tab. And that we have this option where you can have all this form control option, which can be used in Excel. So I can cover that in some other session. And then I'm gonna take a formula bar here, and I'm gonna just draw simple scroll bar. That is done. I'll go to format control. I'll just quickly set some settings, which says current value 1, maximum value, how many names I have, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 is the maximum value I want. Minimum value I want 1, maximum value 7 I want. And then cell link, so I will say link to this cell. So what will happen is, what actually this scroll bar do is, when I'll increase it, it will just keep changing the values here like this. Okay, till 7. And now I can use this one. So I will say, okay, index, this is my range, comma, this number. Now when I will just move the scroller bar, it will just select one person from that list, one by one, starting with the Bishop, ending with the Watson. That is what will happen. And I want to show the data only for the selected person. So the formula I will use here is, if this is equal to this, then show me the value, I'll show me the 0. Now what will happen is that at any given point of time, I will only see the value for one selected person. Now this is enough. This is one portion to create the one part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this data and I'll go to insert, and then I'll simply choose one chart. Okay, I'm going to put it here. Now if you see, when I'm scrolling it, what is happening? The orange bar is coming. So which means blue bar will consistently be visible. Orange bar is something which will keep moving based on the selection. So chart title I don't need. Again, we will go to our format. Okay, then I say no fill, solid chart, no fill, no line. This bar is, I need, let's say, let's increase the width. Okay. Now this bar, I will take some grayish color. Color is totally based on your choice. You can just pick it up. You can just fill it up, whatever color you feel like. I'm gonna go ahead with this one. Yeah, this look comfortable. And for this orange, this one, I'm just gonna take this dark color. So I will say gradient color, and I'll gonna use some maybe solid color. I'm gonna use some, yeah, dark one. Done. Now the thing is, now what will happen when I will change this? This is moving. So if I'll just select this bar, go to this option, and in this series overlap, what will happen if I overlap to the end? Then now both of the bar are overlapped. So whenever this will be visible, this is visible only on the one, and rest are clear. Okay. So this is done. I'll just add the data label into this, and the data label, I'll go and see, even for the data label, we have separate options here. So I'll say inside base, which means here. Now in this bar, it is looking different. So I'm going to change this data label color to match with the bar. So the color I should have is this one. So what will happen when this bar is, individual bar is selected, that data label is hidden. And for that one, I will put at the top. And yeah, I'm gonna use very black color, bold color, or maybe I can just simply use the gray color to give a contrast to it. Done. The only problem happen here is now that for the single bar I'm getting this value 2915, but for the rest over I have 0 and it is showing me 0, and I cannot remove this individually. So in that scenario, there is a formula called NA that comes very handy. So what NA does is, when you apply NA, it just return you error. So if I have 0, it will show you 0, but by any chance if I have any error here, then it will not show you. So if I say NA, then it will not show me any value there. So I will just replace this. I say if this equal to the selected name, then give me the value, otherwise error. I'll drop it down and done. So now very neat and clean, I created this one. And using a scroller, I can just highlight one by one what I want. I'll just remove the grid lines also from here. Done. So this one thing is done, and I will just gonna remove the vertical. Done. One thing done. Now for the second, what I'll have to do is, I just created the list of all the product I have. I need the sale for the selected person, and selected person is Bishop. Bishop is here. So then again, sum if s formula I'm gonna use. I will say sum range, comma, sum if s, sum range. This is where I want sum. Then criteria range 1. So first criteria is salesperson. So this is the salesperson, selected salesperson based on the scroll bar, comma. Then let me just lock this one, and then second criteria is product. Please, then this is the product. Done. Just simply drag it. So now what will happen is I'll get the data for Bishop, all the product Bishop have sold. Then it is for Lee, it is for Parker, it is for Pullen, it is for Cat, it is for Adam. So that is how I'm getting it. So all simply I have to do is I'll simply go ahead and I'll click. I'll just create one donut chart. Squeeze it a little bit. Don't need anything else. No legend, no data. And make it simpler, smaller here. Click this one, explosion hole, make it smaller, and I'll just put it here. I don't need any fill or line. This one I'll select. I don't need no lines on this one, and I'll add a data label so that it will actually, and in the data label I'll say show me the number as well as the category name, and here I'll say yeah, define it by new. So you can simply take, adjust them. Now this is chocolate, this is yogurt, ice cream, popsicle, treat. So bold, done. Now what will happen when I'll change this? To change, I'll just add one insert, go to text box, or maybe I'll just copy this text box, so reuse it again. I'll reduce the font size and I will say this one equal to this name, and again I'll just gonna say font impact integer name. Maybe I can change the color to this. So now when this will change, okay, so now I'm changing it. Last thing, you can create the commentary out of it. So that is another level where you can create the commentary out of it. So I'm going to say commentaries. How I can select the commentaries. I'm going to delete all this. So I'll say salesperson equal to this. This is the selected salesperson. Total sales. So if you have the key pointer, I'll take total sale is this. Total of all the people's sale. Salesperson sale. So I know this is the salesperson sale. So using this formula, I'm getting the name. Similarly, if I'll move this here, I will get the sales of that person. So I will use the same formula, index here. I'll say equal to index array, comma, this. Then this is the sales of Bishop. Then I'll change it to Lee. This is the sales of Lee. Contribution means this, how much he contributed in overall sales. I'll put it inside text function to convert that into dash and done. So 12%. He contributed 20%, and rank is a formula where you can get the ranking out of so rank formula, I can simply use it where I'll say rank, I'll say number, and I'll say this is my number, and it's a reference, which means in this list where this number is falling, comma, in ascending order 0. So it is on 7th number. Bishop is on top because he made the maximum sale out of everyone, and Lee is on the last 7th because he made the least sale. Now using these information, how I can create the commentary. So I can say that equal to, and we will use the concatenator, equal to Bishop and Bishop ranked at, what is the rank? First. After making sale of, how much he sold? 2915, which contribute to how much percent it's going to contribute to? 18%. Here I missed and sign. Just a second. Which contribute to J35, which contribute to 18% of total sale, which contribute to 18% of, and last thing is 16. I'm done. So I got this sentence. I just have to adjust few spaces in here. Okay, Bishop ranked 1 after making sale of 2,915, which contribute to 18% of the total sale of 1619. And I'll change, this will change to everyone. Okay. So what I can do is I can just simply take this text box. I'll just put it here, I'll link it to this particular box, and the commentary will be now going on. So I'm going to say impact. And maybe let's increase the font size. In the color. See, the commentary is also now changing here. Commentary is also there. Commentary is also, I can easily just simply select it. So that's how you can create this dependent chart. So now from one chart, the second chart is dependent on that one. Okay, or you can, after that, you can simply select this home, select and select object, select everything from here to here, and just simply right click group, and then tada. So yeah, you have to do some pre-processing on the data, but if you can do that, it's simply you can create charts like this. It's very nice, very simple, very fancy. Okay, so any feedback on this chart, any thought on this chart, you can just mention in the comment. Let me just quickly go back to this. And yeah. Yes, let me quickly just go back to the comments. Thank you, Madhur. Thanks for the feedback. Yes, Ram, you can make the timeline chart in Excel like stock charts and all. Maybe I can cover that in the next section or something like that. You can do that. And also, that's called the candle chart. Candle chart you can make using the waterfall chart. So can do that. And yeah. Yes, we definitely can export this chart. All you have to do is you have to just copy this chart and paste it there. So a simple copy paste will work, and the chart will be linked to the Excel. And also, if you do this copy paste work, then you can simply paste them there as an image also. So your choice, and you can simply do that. Okay, so I'll jump to the next chart, which is Spotlight chart. So Spotlight chart is something which actually, sorry, spotlight is chart something which actually put a spotlight on the person who have made, like, you can set the criteria here. My criteria is that there are 4 people in the team, 4 team members, and they all have some sales or earnings. So I'm gonna say sales. So whoever made the most sales, and then we are going to award that person with the spotlight in the chart. So for that, what I will do is I have this data sales. Let me copy this here in the side. Done. I've copied this data here. I'll just create 2 extra columns as an additional help column. So one is fan, which will be like, I don't want this bar to go up and down based on the value. So I want it fixed static bar. So I'm just gonna select one static number and I'll say 5. Okay. So this is the one. In the second, I want to apply a formula. Same concept I'll apply here, just the way we did it last time. This time I will say if this value is equal to maximum of this entire value, then show me 5, or else show me nothing. So that's what the formula we will use here. So let's say, yeah, show me NA, I would say, give me the error. So see, when the values are changing, I will ultimately get only one value in this chart and only all the values in this chart. So let me select these. I don't want actual values. I just want to present my data, tell a story here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll simply use this one, simple chart. Okay. Now see what is happening. Whoever made the maximum sale, I've got additional bar for that person. Rest all fixed static. So I'll just simply go ahead. I don't want this bar. So instead of that, I'm gonna go ahead, change chart style, and I will say convert that chart into. So this is called combo chart, where you can have two chart in one. I'll just change the second one to a dot. So now I've got a dot. Whoever made the maximum sale, they will be dots, dots, dots. Apart from it, okay, just one quick thing. After this, there's only one quick chart is left, so I'm gonna cover that one. Then we'll spend some like 15-20 minutes about general discussion, chit chatting, taking your ideas, taking your feedbacks on that. Meanwhile, it will be helpful if you can in the comment section drop the topic you want to have the next webinar to be planned on, so that we can look through this. We can plan the next webinar based on the people's choice. Okay, that will be really great. Okay, so now I created this one. All I have to do here is I have to just remove additional things, grid line, legends, and the chart title, and also the vertical axis. Simply, I'll just increase the width a little bit. So I'm gonna go it like this. And again, as I told you, I have these 4 images here. I'm just gonna utilize these 4 images. They 4 are different images. So I said for Pankaj, I'll just copy this image, come here, select only this Pankaj bar, and I'll put this. And then for Simran, I'll just copy this one and just select one bar, I'll paste it. For Rashid, I'll just copy this one and just one by one, I'm just selecting different image to represent different people. And then for Madhvi, I'll just paste it here. And that is done. Now I have got these ones. It just the dot is moving. So for that dot, it's very easy to create this spotlight. I have already created. You might already having there, but just to show you the capability of infographical designing in the Excel, I'm going to quickly show you this. So what you have to do is you have to go to shape. You have to take this shape, then just change it to 2. Done. And just convert it into a half circle. Rotate it. Don't need any lines here, just solid fill. I'm gonna take a dark color. That's one thing. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, once I did that, I'll gonna go ahead, insert, I'll take a square here, just like normal square. No line, solid color, black, and width, I'm gonna take it 2. And I'll just squeeze it a little bit. When I'll come and take it and put it here, now it look like a lamp. We'll go ahead, I'll add a line into this. Obviously line, I need 3-point, dark line, black color, so that it look like a cable. I can align all these 3 things to the center, so they'll be perfectly in center. And the last thing I need is another shape, which will be this adjustable. And I'm just gonna draw this from here like this, and draw it and adjust this one a little bit like this. And then I don't need any line and the color, I need a gradient color, so I'm going to go ahead with the gradient pattern. Don't need this one. Simply I'll select the red color here, and in the bottom I'll select the white color, and the white color I'll set some transparency like this, and done. This is how simply I'll just go ahead to the selection and click and just group everything. And now this is how I have created a spotlight. So this is how you can create any kind of object. So I've already created one. I'm just yeah, this is the same thing here. So this is how you can just simply take, and I just have to copy. Now you see in the bar I pasted these images. Now we have this dot, so I'll just select this tiny dot, and then on the dot I will just say Control V. and I'll do that, it will look like this. So it is working. Spotlight is coming on the person who made the maximum sale. I just have to adjust a little bit. So the plot area I'll reduce so I can see this visibility. I'll just go ahead like this and done. Plot area is something I'll have to adjust. Done. And the chart area, reduce it to this. Done. Looking perfect. The last thing which I will do, I'll insert one square here from here to here, and I'll say no lines in this square, and in the fill I'll say picture or texture, and I'll use this wooden texture, nice wooden texture. So it gives us like there's a wooden thing on which the light is hanging, and that's how you can create this one. This is simply another box. You can just create that box and put it inside a box. And last thing, you can also create a commentary. So how you can create a commentary here is that I know that, okay, whoever this person is having this fives, so I'm gonna say index and match formula I'm gonna use. Simply you can see using this index and match formula, what I'm trying to take the maximum value out of it. So whoever made the let me try to do this for you. Okay, yeah, here equal to index. I want to take this index from this I name match. What I want to look for it, I want to look for maximum value of this list. Where I want to look it here, and then 0, and done. Okay, I have to put one blank here and then done. So now see, I'm getting the name of the person who is making maximum sale. I'll just concatenate it with this. Done. And then simply just the way I just create one text box, and I've just copied it here because you already know how to create it, and link it to this cell. So you can just create one text box and link it to this cell. So that is how you can just simply create a spotlight chart. And then we are running a couple of minutes late from the chart section. At least we could have covered. So just another 5 minutes I'm going to directly take for the chart sections, and then we'll just have some 10-15 minutes of general chit chat discussion about the feedbacks and all, what best we can do for the next session and all. Okay, so this is how the spotlight chart works. This is how you can just present in a better way rather than just simply telling it here in this table. Next is nothing big, the Sparkline chart. Sparkline chart is very teeny tiny charts which you can actually insert inside a cell, and I really enjoy them. I really enjoy. Sometimes I put it in my dashboard when we don't have a much space to present the trending. We use the Sparkline charts. So let me delete it. It's very easy to remove the Sparkline charts. First, let me clear it up. Okay. So what you have to do is, let's say I want to use a bar. I want to show the trending of this somewhere. So instead of using a big chart, I'm gonna just use a sparkline. So there are three kind of sparkline charts you can have, which actually can be inserted inside a cell: bar, line, and up and down. So first I'm gonna use the bar chart. So for that I'll have to go to insert, and I'll have to click this sparkline chart. You can see in the insert, you can see sparkline. So I'll say line. I'll say bar, which means columns. It asks me data range. Simply I'll select the data range. It asks me on which cell you want. Simply one cell, I just told it. Same way I can go ahead, I can say insert, and then I will say line. Same thing, data set and the cell. And third is up and down. Up and down, which means if the value is more than 0, it will be up. If the value is less than 0, it will be down. So win loss, I'll just say win and loss here. Done. So the three chart, I can simply just take it here and drag down, and the range will be automatically adjusted for everything. So you cannot just, you can simply type things also. You can use the cell as it is also, but they will be visible in the cell. So that's still a very nice, small, tiny trends. You can just simply show it your data here. Don't have to create any separate chart and all. So that's about the Sparkline chart. So that is about the, let me go back to the home screen and just let me take it through all the charts. So we learned today how to make the speedometer gauge chart, how to make the piston charts, how to make the progress chart, the bottle chart, infographical charts, the designer labels, Waffle or the grid chart, dependent chart based on the scroller, spotlight chart, which is one of my favorite, sparkline charts. So we learn all these things today. So now we have a couple more minutes. Yeah, we still actually the session was planned from 2 to 5, so we are running early on that time. But I know it's a weekend. I won't take much time for you guys. So just can you just quickly share your feedback? What was the favorite chart? Which one the favorite chart you loved about it? Which one the chart you like the most? So in the comment section, if you can just share, I would be able to read it. Let me just quickly jump into the comment section now. Okay, bottle and spotlight chart. Thanks. All of them. I thank you, Anjali. Thanks so much. The another, it's dependent chart. It's very interesting chart when you have to showcase the dependency and to drill down of the one chart to the another chart. So hope you all enjoyed the session. Hope you enjoyed the webinar. It was worth your time. So at the end, the only thing I can ask is please do subscribe this channel so that whenever we plan the next. Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you so much. Dependent and spotlight chart. Yes, cute princess. We can you can practice. I will upload this file. I will upload this file which I worked on, and I'll share the link in the description of this video itself, so that you can simply download it, and you can actually go through it, how we have made this chart, how we have prepared it, so you can also start applying this in your day-to-day working. So please do subscribe this channel so that whenever we plan this next webinar or next session, you'll get the notification in advance to attend it. And I was hoping some of the people would give me some topics on which topic they want the next webinar to be happen, so that we can put some efforts, we can design a specific webinar for that. Just give me 1 second. Just have some water. Yes, Kemchand, this webinar will be available, so you can just visit it any time, and you can just this video will be available there. You can visit it anytime and watch this video again and again to just go through the chart, how we have prepared it, how we have learned it. So, okay, can we have basic on pivot table? Yes, we can have the session. Next session, maybe we can plan it for the pivot table, where I can take you to the deep roots of pivot table, how it works, what is the technicality of it, how it's been designed. And just one magic also I can share with you guys in pivot table, that over the time while working, I have discovered that there is a way, when you apply a pivot table in a file, you actually can reduce the file size rather than increasing it. So we can cover that for the next session, where we can take you through about all the concept of pivot table and how it works, why it impact file size, and all the things. Thank you, Janardhan. Thank you so much. Thanks for the lovely comments. Thanks, Chetan. Thank you so much, Badan sir. Thanks for the lovely comment. Yeah, that is all. Again, that is all. I won't take much time of your guys. So enjoy your weekends. Be safe. Wear mask. And please subscribe. Please share your feedback in the comment. Please subscribe to the channel, so that next time we can have a larger audience. See, the mission is for these webinars and all is just we are trying to help the people who are working from home, and they have to spend a huge time working on Excel, and sometimes they get stuck in things where they have to spend hours and hours and they are losing the work-life balance. So I'm just trying to help those people so that you can be more efficient in the Excel, you can be more productive, advanced in the Excel, and that's all the agenda behind all these sessions. So we will just try to we're just trying to help more and more people. So please recommend, please share this channel to your all the colleagues, all the friend, or anyone you feel like that Excel can help them. And yeah, do subscribe, click on the bell icon, so any next video. So apart from live, also soon we are going to start on the topic wise videos, where we will have the detailed discussion or detailed description about any topic, and then we'll cover that in the video. So thank you so much for this, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Okay. Thank you, Debraj. Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madhur. Thanks, Mayank. Thanks, Shaw. I think Shaw has joined us from the Philippines. Thank you so much, Shaw, for joining this. Thank you, Deepak. Thanks. Yes, there is a WhatsApp group. I'm just give me 1 minute. So we actually have the WhatsApp group where we have more than 2,000 people joined in multiple groups, and where we every day try to share some tips, tricks about Excel. Just give me 1 second. Let me share this so you actually can have. Yeah, this is the detail in the section. You can see this is the number, and let me quickly see. Yeah, let me put it in the comment. Yes. This is the number. You can actually ping us, so we will add you. We will just add you in our WhatsApp group where we keep sharing all this tips and trick about Excel. That's all is. Thank you so much, Yuvraj. Thanks, Princess. I'll just ping me, clever tricks. Please ping me on the number which I have in this school, you can see, and then we will add you in the group. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, won't take much of your time. Thank you so much. It was really nice to conducting this session for you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you learned something new, and now you know how you can present your data in much more visualized form, rather than having in simple numbers and all. And just keep waiting, and we have planned a lot of sessions. The entire calendar is planned. We have planned sessions, so maybe possible soon we will have a weekly session. Every week we can have some webinar and all, and you guys can simply join it. So just stay tuned and be active in the groups and all. So we'll keep sharing the news. Thank you so much, guys. Do subscribe, leave your comment. Thank you so much. I'm gonna signing off now. This video will be available. You can watch it any point of time. You also can share the link of the video to anyone you feel like it will be helpful. Thanks. Bye bye.